honestly, my mind changed first. Like that was what I had to change, and my perception of myself and
Yeah.
what my choices were and how important they are.
You said that your mind was changing, but you wanted your body to catch up. And that's very interesting to me. That's also something that I've come across, is that a lot of very successful individuals, they all talk about their mindset and their mind frame and kind of how they mentally approach situations in their life as being the fundamental to their success.
Hmm.
And it sounds like that was kind of what got the wheels turning for you.
Oh, totally. And I mean, like so many people, and for a long time, like kind of transitioning into talking about weight loss a little bit. Like for a long time, I was like, what do people do? Like, how do they lose weight? Like,
Right.
and so many people come up to me and they're like, like, what did you do? What did you eat? What workout did you do? And I was like, honestly, my mind changed first. Like that was what I had to change, and my perception of myself and
Yeah.
what my choices were and how important they are. Because like that was my life before, was as much as I was working on my business and just trying to make myself happy with opportunities. No, you're like freaking out. You're like, it's a dog.
No, it's all good.
I knew that I wanted to apply that kind of idea to my body because I wasn't happy with it. I didn't feel comfortable in my own skin. I just didn't feel right. When I looked in the mirror, I didn't really see who I really was.
Right. By nature, we are lazy. Our brains are always searching for shortcuts. And when we see people like you who've lost 87 pounds, and, just people who, I don't know, got really jacked or started a successful company or something like that, we're always looking for the kind of the one thing, silver bullet that just is supposed to magically change things overnight. But in reality, that's just so far from the truth. Recently, I had a buddy ask me, what supplement can I take to burn fat and build muscle? And I said, well, first of all, there's no supplement that is going to do that by itself. You need to just stop eating like shit, and you need to start working out more. But
Yeah.
I'm sure those are the similar questions that you've received, and it's always upsetting to hear that because it just shows that their mindset isn't yet there, and they're not really kind of understanding what it actually takes to make the real change happen.
Well, and I think the other thing that's really interesting about changing your mindset is that the more you change it and the more you kind of he's literally just like, I'm not going away.
He's all good.
The more you take those steps out of your comfort zone is when your mindset starts to change too.
Kind of from the like entrepreneurial business side of things, we see people, we see like Facebooks and Twitters and Snapchats. They're called unicorns. They're the 1% of the 1%, and seeing those massive successes is oftentimes demotivating because we think that we could never get there. We could never reach that point. So
far out of reach.
Right, exactly. And again, you lost almost 100 pounds. If there's people listening who are, maybe they're overweight or maybe they're struggling with depression or something like that, what is some advice that you would kind of offer to someone like that based on your journey, your experience, which again has not been overnight. It's taken many long nights, many months, many years. What is your advice to just take action and just to get started?
Man, because getting started is the hardest part. Like that, and I was lucky enough to kind of have something that really pushed me to go.
Mm-hmm.
But I wanted that for myself. I think having that mentality that things aren't going to happen, like just being honest with yourself that like, okay, this is going to be a process, and like a process that's going to be the rest of my life. I still struggle with that with my weight loss, is like the idea that it's like, okay, I lost all this weight. Now I'm in maintenance mode. And like when you're in diet mode, you're like, I'm so excited for maintenance mode. And then you get to maintenance mode and you're like, wait, maintenance mode didn't look like my life before. Like what?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and just having the idea that like, oh man, like this is what I have to do for the rest of my life. Like this is a new lifestyle. Anything that you really can achieve within arm's grasp, like what is that really fulfilling? Like what?
Right.
But just reaching a little bit beyond that. And
Yep.
and not like not like miles and miles ahead, just literally, just like right beyond your reach.
Right.
Because for me, I think when I was trying to lose weight before, it was like, okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to cut my calories to this, and I'm going to work out 7 days a week, and then it's like,
Too much.
no, I'm not going to do that because it's just I'm not there yet. Um, right now, I'll give you like a little example. Right now, I usually run 6 to 7 miles, probably like 3 to 4 times a week. And one of
Awesome.
my, thank you, and something that I literally, as 237, even 278, like pound Erin, would be like, whoa, like
Yeah.
what? Like 1 mile is like insane. Like how are you running 6? Like that's crazy. Um,
Right.
but I started at 3, and when
Exactly.
I
Yeah.
started at 3, like it was like barely a jog, kind of a walk, fast thing. Like it. That's where I started, and it took me like an hour and some change. And then when I got to a place where like 3 miles was getting done in like 40 minutes, it was like, all right, let me try 5. Like, and even that, I remember I ran 10 miles on the ranch once, and it was like, it blew my mind.
Yeah.
But it was over time. It wasn't something that just like, I was like, I'm going to go out and run 10 miles today. Like,
Right.
it started with 3, and it started very slow. And each week I kind of added on to that.